Good morning, cubies and nibbies. I am Sunshine, and this is the ABCube method for solving Rubik's Cubes. As always, if you have questions or comments, put it in chat. I'd love to chat. I'd love to chat. But in the meantime, it looks like y'all know me. So I'm just going to play until someone has questions. ABCube, A and B are two formulas. A brings a piece to the top. It's if done in multiples of 6, it doesn't mess up anything except for what you want to move. B is a commutator. It is a mathematical 0. For every left there's a right, for every up there's a down. And so it only moves the 3 pieces around that you want to move. So with that, you can choose your own order of operations, and you can solve every Rubik's Cube you want to solve. Because parodies are a lie, and cubes are inherently honest. If you do the thing, the thing happens. So, the minxes, however, are slightly more complex than the cube, which means there's an order of operations. Well, for the 3x3, there's no parodies, unless you have a void cube. But for the larger cubes, you can get a parody, which is a lie. A parody is where it looks like there's 2 pieces to move around that need to be swapped, and only 2 pieces that need to be swapped. And Formula B always swaps 3 pieces around. So, because the cube is honest, there are always at least 3 or more pieces to swap around. So Formula B will always work. If it looks like there's only 2 pieces, it's because the piece that you don't see is the third piece. The third piece that's wrong is the piece you don't see. So literally, the slice of the cube that touches the parody is a quarter turn off. Make a quarter turn, and then solve from that position, and your parody has disappeared. Poof. If you're doing parody as the last step, then you have to reset your centers. But if you work from the outside in, and then you just undo the parody as it shows up with just a quarter turn, you don't have to redo anything. So I prefer the outside in method. The cage method, you do the corners, then the edges, and then the centers. But this one is more fun, because this one has an order of operations. The minxes have an order of operations. So if the two columns that I'm using do not involve the center, then it will move only 3 pieces at a time. But if the 2 columns that I'm using for Formula B do involve the center, then it has some extemporaneous movement, because it's not a cube. Because when I need a solved one. Sorry, gotta get one of my spare minxes. To show. Ta-da! Okay, so Formula A will swap these and twist this. So if I rotate the top as needed, I can twist as many cubes as I want without messing up the rest of the cube. Formula B, if I use it on the top row 2 columns, if I use the outside columns like this, slide up, slide down, then it moved 3 corner pieces. Okay, as predicted. Let me do it twice more to get back to start. Ha 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 ha. I have so much fun doing this, you guys. I'm so grateful for people who have me on in the background and are just listen. So I'm not just monologuing all by myself as I do the first couple of shows. So I'm really grateful you guys are in the background. So so if I use top row 2 outside columns, then it works the corners just as predicted. But if I use the top row outside and inside column, hello kitty, we are now invaded by the kittiest. Ah, hi kitty. Hi beautiful Fluffer Bunny. This is Fluffer Bunny. Fluffer Bunny is the greatest cat in the world, except for yours, I'm sure. Hi. What you doing? Evidently, walking straight across my stage is the shortest way to get from there to there. I don't know. Cat logic. Okay, but if my two columns are involve the center column, then it has unintended consequences. So, for example, if I do this and this, what are you doing? Okay, sweetie, it's just an empty box, I promise. Go ahead, jump. I can put it on the floor for you, but then you won't want it. I'm still unpacking. There's a big box on a computer box. I have a computer box there because I haven't put it anywhere else. And I got some more stuff from Amazon. So it's a new box that she hasn't sniffed out before. And it's sitting there on top of the computer box, overlapping a little bit. And so she tries to jump into it, and it tries to fall on her, and she's like, ah! But the box stayed put. So now she's trying to calculate how to get into the box without it attacking her. And because I could see her, she gave up and walked away, because clearly she does not like to be laughed at. Okay, so top row, two columns. If the column is the middle one, here's if this were a cube, this cube would move here, this cube would move here, and this cube would here. These three cubes would move around. Okay, but because it's a minx, when I do this, up, up, down, down, those three moved as predicted, but so did these three corners. Okay, so I can work with those three corners by themselves if I wanted just the edges, just the tips to be done. So again, these two columns work on these three corners, so I can put the corners back into the right place. Again. Okay, and then I can twist them as we know how to do. Formula A does that. So bottom row, right column. 1, 2, slide the top and keep going on another one to finish out the 6 pattern. 3, 4, 5. My hand is moving, jiggling all. 6, and then reset, and we have these three cubes moved around as predicted. So because there's unintended consequences, the order of operations for doing the cube without repeating yourself is to do the stars first, the stars first, and then everything else. So I can, let me set that aside. So stars first, and then everything else. Here's this one I've been working on. I did the stars and the corners as I went along, which is what happens if you do these. So I like to start with white, put white down. I have an active imagination.